Ahoy, everybody. Welcome back. It's been a little while, so I'm going to put my sunglasses on. So it is a little sunny where I am. I'm back here with Broshi. I'm sure you've all missed Broshi. He's just vibing, chilling. Uh, I had Mo with me to talk about To All the Boys, but I had finished To All the Boys. We had finished To All the Boys. And so Broshi and I actually read Good Omens from Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman, two very well known and respected authors. I particularly am more familiar with Neil Gaiman, but Terry Pratchett is also phenomenal. This was a recommendation from one of you. I'm not going to say who it is, just in case they don't want it known. But this was a recommendation. They had talked about this book for 10 months to me. I mean, they brought it up a bunch of times. Um, I do want to say this is a TV show. I think it's on Amazon, or not Amazon, yeah. Amazon Prime, I think. I don't use Amazon. So I don't watch the show. I know it stars Michael Sheen and David Tennant. Uh, if this is very much so the genre I would put this story in is fantasy. Like Broshi said, you could say comedic too. So it's kind of a fantasy comedy story. There's a bit of like a what conflict type would you say is here? What is in this? Sure. Yeah. I mean, it's clearly person versus supernatural would be one of them. So the premise of the story. Go ahead. Yeah. He really summed it up there. It is an angel and a demon. So Crowley and a Xerophil, right? Yeah. Sorry, I just finished this and I can't remember one of the main characters' name. Xerophil and Crowley, and they are trying to stop the apocalypse. So they're an angel and demon. They work on Earth, and they kind of just. It's a comedic story. Yeah, it's a comedic. I know, man. It's a comedic story about the angel and the demon who actually like living on Earth because they have all these powers. They kind of do whatever they want. Like it's very comedic. Like they'll like go to a restaurant and it'll be a busy restaurant, but like magically when they walk in, there's an empty seat for them, like an empty table for them because they have these powers on Earth, or you know, magically the demons like fancy car like never breaks down or has like 250 miles per gallon or something like that. Like it's just like there's like magic in it, but it's like funny because it's like they're not even trying to do it, and they're really only doing it to continue the ease of living on Earth. They're not actually like trying to change anything. But it's a comedic take. I don't want to go too far into the details without spoiling it, but there is a lot. There's a lot of exposition in this story. But to go back, Broshi brings up person versus supernatural because it is angels, demons, and they're trying to prevent the apocalypse. You could also probably say it's person versus society, although the story is told through so many different characters. There's Crowley and Aziraphale, but there's also Adam, who's kind of the leader of like a group of kids who live in the area. The story takes place in England. There is a witch and witch hunters or witch finders, I think. Witch finders, yeah. And there, there's like what's really happens like it'll go from like we're seeing like Crowley and Aziraphale, then we're seeing like Adam and them, then we're seeing like the Four Horsemen, then we're seeing you know um, I'm blanking on the name. It's something with an A. the person who recommended this book's probably yelling at me. Anathema, I think. Yeah, it's like Anathema, and I'm also forgetting his name. It's Neil. I don't think it's Neil. It can't be Neil. That's the author's name. I just finished this book and I can't remember them. But it's like the story. We're constantly seeing plot points from the different characters' decisions. So it's kind of bouncing around to different characters, and we're seeing things through their eyes and what's going on with the situation. What's really interesting is the story, for the most part, only takes place over like 4 days, which is kind of fun. And you kind of keep forgetting that it's only been 4 days, but because you were hearing from so many different perspectives. I will say the climax I thought was a little weak. I thought there's a lot of comedy going on that you almost don't I almost like didn't notice the climax happened. I don't know how you felt. Yeah. It's like you don't. It just kind of poofs away, and part of me also kind of thought that wasn't like there was going to be another climax. I know in this year we talked. It brought up in one of my classes that there's you can kind of have two climaxes in a story, depending on what's the trajectory and the how the plot is looking. And I kind of thought this was going to be one of those stories while I was reading it, but it turned out not to be. So I will say I don't. I thought the climax was a little weak, but I thought the rising actions there's so much tension going up that they do a tremendous job with the rising actions. Falling actions are also very solid. Resolution isn't particularly, meaning like powerful and meaningful. It does clearly end, and I almost feel like there could be more to the story the way the resolution ends. But in this like the version I have there's conversations with the authors at the end, and they mentioned that at the time of that interview they didn't really intend there to be a sequel. But I wouldn't be surprised if Pratchett and Gaiman have more like planned in their mind. But I don't know. What was We'll wrap this up because it is very sunny and it's kind of tough to look into the camera even with sunglasses on. You are going to give it how much? What's your rating on this? 14 blueberries. Okay, 14 blueberries. Would you recommend? Yeah, he thinks if you're into fantasy and like supernatural stuff, this would be a good book. I will tell you the build up is a little slow. For the first 50 pages, I didn't really know what was going on because there's so much build up. But and it's gonna be weird to hear this, but around like page 80, it really starts to pick up. You said 14 blueberries. I'm probably gonna rank this like 11 blueberries. It was good. I don't know if it was great. It is very solid. I would definitely say if you're someone who likes supernaturals and fantasy stories, this will probably be a solid read for you. It is very long. I think it is worth it. There is a lot of comedy in there. I don't know how much comedy you would pick up on it, but if you kind of have to be paying attention. It's not going to be direct jokes, but it is pretty solid. So that was Good Omens. I'm going to say it was that book is like 470 pages. That's why it took me a little longer than I thought. My next book is shorter. I'm going to be reading Percy Jackson, specifically The Lightning Thief. I actually never read these. I didn't watch the movie either. I don't hear good things about the movie. But the Olympics are going on, and this is about Greek mythology. Olympics, Greece. So this is kind of one of the reasons I thought about it. And there's going to be a Disney Plus show about Percy Jackson coming up soon. So let me know if you want to follow along. Awesome. Read it as well. No, Broshi does not intend to read Percy Jackson. He may join us for a different review though. So it'll be me. I don't know about Mo. I don't know if Mo will join us. It might be somebody else. But we're going to be reading Percy Jackson. So let me know if you have any thoughts, questions, if you agree, disagree, anything you want to say about Good Omens. Let me know what you think in the comments. And I hope you're all having a wonderful summer. We have about a month left, a little over that. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Bye.